What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We stream live every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I apologize to you guys that I am late. I'm like 40 minutes late here. Give me a second to get set up here, and I'll get this, I'll explain the situation on what happened. Get the chat here so I can actually see what's going on. Alright. I'm sorry, guys. Had all kinds of internet issues. When I got home from work, the internet was like acting really slow. I called, and then there was actually an outage or something that was nearby, which actually, for some reason, some people lost the internet connection, and other people, it just got really slow. Thankfully, we were able to get it back on. I had to reset the modem, do all kinds of crazy stuff. I had no internet whatsoever, but we are live now. Thank you, guys. I see the chat here. You guys have been actually talking to each other, which is awesome. Bunch of you guys interacting with each other, which is very cool. I appreciate you guys staying here, hanging out, even though I wasn't actually live. Bunch of you guys chatting up here. What's up, Josh? Hunting stuff with J&J. What's up, buddy? Mike from Michigan. What's going on, man? Hunting with Preston. What's up? Thanks. Man, help it out. Don't worry about it. Cool. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. This afternoon, really don't have any specific topic that I wanted to talk about, but I just wanted to come on here as always to talk with you guys, see if you guys have any questions. Hopefully you guys are ready for turkey hunting. Turkey hunting's coming up here in the next some states. It's actually already started, I believe, in Florida, or I think Florida maybe opens this coming weekend, but it's coming. I still have 6 weeks, I believe, 8 weeks before it starts here in Maryland and Pennsylvania. I'm super excited for that. Josh, I found 3 sheds so far. One I found on a 1/4 acre food plot. The other 2 I found just on a deer trail from food to bedding. I found those the other day. But the one I did find was just on a 1/4 acre food plot that I planted last, I want to say last August, that I found that on. So finding sheds is always fun to me. I never really seem to find a lot of them just because I don't have that eye for them. A lot of people can walk through the woods and, you know, and see things like that and pick them out. With other people, it's actually a little bit more difficult to do. What's up, Chris Martin, Colorado in the house? Awesome, man. Glad to have you here. So hopefully you guys are having a good week. I got a bunch of stuff coming up here. Not this weekend, but the following weekend. I'll be heading back to Pennsylvania to work on a few kill plots, and then also I'll be working on a few food plots. I know a lot of you guys found this channel through searching on YouTube, you know, food plots in the woods, or how to create food plots in the woods, etc. And a lot of you have messaged me over the past couple weeks asking me if I was going to do more videos about that this year, and the answer is yes. I'll be doing some here in Maryland, and also I'll be doing some in Pennsylvania. In Pennsylvania, there's several on my property there. There's several logging roads that I'm going to do food plots on. I have never done that before, but it all pretty much is the same concept. So I will be doing food plots on 2 logging roads, which is I'm very excited about. The other area, it's going to be in the woods as well. which is it was kind of like an old clear cut, I think. At one point, it's kind of overgrown now. So I would be coming in there, cutting some trees down. It's going to be probably about 1/8 of an acre, but it's going to be a little kill plot in the woods. It's in a perfect area, surrounded by cover. It's like 50 to 100 yards away from a pine thicket. So I'm pretty excited about that. But I'm more excited about this logging road food plot. It's probably going to be about 100 yards long. I'd say 15 to 20 yards wide. It's an old logging road. I'm going to go in there with the tractor, or probably even the Groundhog Max to go in there. I'm going to disc that up, clear it up a little bit. There's some deadfalls on there that I have to get out of the way. So I'm pretty excited about doing that logging road. Chris, got to come up here and find some elk sheds, man. You don't miss them very easily. Yeah, I'm sure. I would love to find some elk sheds for sure. Hunting with Preston, used turkey season in Georgia starts here this weekend. Awesome, awesome. SJ Outdoors. Hey Dave, just purchased a Groundhog Max, just waiting on it to arrive. That's awesome, man. You'll love it. I actually just worked on my 4-wheeler over the weekend, just kind of going over some things. I actually attached the Groundhog Max on there, and I made some adjustments to it. So I will be doing some food plots with the Groundhog Max this year, coming up here in the next couple weeks. The weather's been rough. It's snowing. It was snowing, I think, yesterday, or no, last night it actually snowed. Of course, it's melted today, got warmer out, but the weather has just been horrible. Between Maryland and Pennsylvania, every time I try to do something, it's either raining, snowing, 50-mile-an-hour winds, cold. It's just been crazy. So hopefully in the next couple weeks here, all that goes away. We get some sunshine, because it's just been cloudy every day. We get some sunshine with some warmer weather. I can get out there with the tractor, get out there with the 4-wheeler and the Groundhog Max, and start getting these food plots worked up. John, unfortunately can't do food plots on public, and I lost access to 63 acres of private land I had. That sucks, man. I'm sorry to hear that. Over the past few years, I've lost several different hunting properties, so I feel your pain there. 1972 David just got on. Dave, that's a nice looking shirt and hat. Thank you, man. Thank you. What else we got? Mike from Michigan. Dave, for the motivation, spent the weekend clearing an extremely large oak deadfall. I need to remove a lot of saplings, and experience with the brush SIHL brush cutter. Need to assemble my Groundhog Max. I have no experience with that at all. Actually, really never even heard of it. But assembling the Groundhog Max is pretty simple. I have a video on the channel on how to assemble that. It's very simple to do. Just don't go too deep on the angle. Thanks up with JJ. Yeah. Been pissy this year. Yeah, man, it's been horrible. Every time, like I said, every time I try to do something, it's raining, snowing. It's just great. Like today, it was like 30 degrees out, 25 degrees out. Snowed last night. Went out to my truck this morning. It was icy. I'm sorry I've been active on your videos. I still watch all your videos when I have time, though. Keep up the great work and keep the videos coming. Thanks, man. So the weekend of April 7th, I will be going down to the farm in Pennsylvania. I have a Sad Daddy tower stand hunting blind to set up. I have a tractor rental coming. They're going to be delivering the tractor that Saturday. I have a 3-acre food plot to disc up. I have a kill plot to disc up, and then I will be then that'll be taken away on Sunday. It'll be picked up. The following weekend, I will be going back to work on disking up the Fire Road food plot, and then also working on the kill plot in the woods that I just talked about a second ago. I bought the Groundhog Max about 5 or 6 years ago when they first came out. If all you have is a four-wheeler, it's awesome. Yeah. And my four-wheeler is only a 250. So it works very well for that. It's a 4x4 though. I wouldn't recommend it with a two-wheel drive four-wheeler unless you have like a 350 or 450 or a 550 above. Then it would probably work very well. But for my four-wheeler, being that it's only a 250, the four-wheel drive for that comes in handy. This is what I have to deal with. Just got pictures sent in from Pennsylvania through the spy point cameras. You guys can see it's snowing. There's 2 deer on there. It's snowing. And actually, you can see right here from earlier today, you can see it, the snow just blowing through there. The deer right there on the camera. But you can see 19 degrees, snowing. But like I said, the weather, especially up there, just gets crazy with all the amount of snow and all that they have. When I go out hunting for elk this year, I'll find some and can send them your way. Yeah, man, that'd be awesome. Brian, Arkansas is wet. I feel your pain. About to get right, though. Yeah. I checked the weather. This weekend is supposed to be a little bit better. So I have one small local property here in Maryland that I'm gonna go to. I have to check that out. And actually, I have a trail camera there that I completely forgot about. It's been there for like 5 months unchecked. I haven't even been there at all to check it. And that's one of the properties, or is the property. If you guys remember, I believe 2 years ago, if you've been on the channel that long, there was a 4-pointer piebald white deer that that came right in front of me, walked right by me like 10 yards, and I decided to pass on it. Well, I tried to hunt there this past year for that same deer. Never saw him one time. So hopefully when I go to check that trail camera, he's on there, if he survived. Dave, what do you use to back up on to lower the Groundhog Max? I actually use a 4x4. If you get a piece of 4x4, just cut it in like 2-foot lengths. You can put those behind your wheels and then back up on that. Then it'll lift the Groundhog Max off the ground and allow you to put it in and out of the hitch and make adjustments to it and all that. Starting traditions outdoors, 2 brothers. Is it expensive to have the spy point send you the pic? The plan is for unlimited photos. It's $15 a month to send the photos directly to you. That's for unlimited photos. If you only want, I believe it's 500 photos, I think it's $5 for that to have them sent to you. Chris, hope the plot dries up some before the 7th. Yeah, I hope so. That's kind of up in the air, the 7th, because depending on the weather, I may push it back a week or even 2 weeks, but it has to dry up there. It's crazy. So I might have to push it back a week or maybe even 2 weeks. We'll have to see. John, can you shoot piebalds there? Yes, you can. Absolutely. I passed that piebald deer up because it was only a 4-pointer. I knew it was probably a one-in-a-lifetime chance, but it happened so quick, and I just decided to pass it up. A lot of people saying they would have shot it. A lot of people said they wouldn't have shot it. So, you know, I didn't see him this year. So, but that year that I saw him, I only saw him the one time. So, It's not a deer that typically travels through that area, I guess. So hopefully, if I check that camera this weekend, he's on there. Bullets and broadheads. Hey buddy, good to see you grow. Morning or evening hunter, or do you alter throughout the season? Typically, during the week I'll hunt afternoons because I have a regular job that I have to work. So I get off work, I go hunting. So majority of my time are evening hunts, which is actually better, I believe, in early season than morning hunts. So on the weekends, then, you know, I typically don't skip out on a hunt, even if it's early season. On the weekend in Maryland and actually Pennsylvania, you can only hunt on Saturdays. So for the average person that don't have time to hunt after work, they only get 1 day a week to hunt. So you have to use that time wisely. So you just have to pick an area that you can hunt mornings and you can hunt afternoons. So 100% on Saturdays, I'm hunting morning and afternoon. John, it's legal here in Missouri. Yeah. So hopefully they're in that area, throughout this area here, between Baltimore County, Harford County. There's a lot of piebald deer. There's actually albinos. I've seen two, I think, two albinos, and I saw two piebalds. The one piebald I saw 2 years ago was actually came right out in front of me like 10 yards. The other ones that I saw were out in the distance. Never really got to see them up close. But I know lots of people within this area have shot tons and tons of piebalds. Some people are against shooting them. Some people are for shooting them. I don't have a problem with it. People say it's like bad luck, but if you have the opportunity, or if I ever have the opportunity again, I will 100% shoot one. You guys can see all the pictures that keep coming in there, all the deer there. Starting green up here in Kansas, so how often should I apply antler grow? Every 3 weeks? Thanks. Josh Green. It's not as simple as that. I mean, it is simple, but if you want to do it every 2 months is what they recommend. And 2 months is because when through tissue samples and tissue tests in that plant, at that 2 month mark is when the levels of nutrition starts to wane down. So at that 2 month mark is when they start to wane down. So that's when you reapply to build the nutrients back up. So in the first green up, when the plants are starting to grow, then yes, you can spray it and then spray it again a month later, because with the plants growing, it's going to try to use all of that available nutrition in the plant to grow. So it's going to pull them numbers down quicker than it would if that plant was already at maturity. So that first spray, I always do 1 month later, because when like I said, that plant is growing using all of the nutrients available, so those numbers drop quicker. But after that, every 2 months. The more you spray, the higher the numbers stay in that plant for longer periods of time. So if you're trying to grow deer, then obviously the more you spray, the higher the numbers will be in the plant for longer periods of time, which in turn will help grow the deer. If you're using it mainly for attraction, then every 2 months is perfectly fine. You don't really need to do any more. But for the people that actually want to grow, you know, you could do every 45 days, every 30 days or something like that. Josh, right, Kickstarter. Yeah. Yep, absolutely. Josh, just natural browse. No, 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 no. You can do natural browse or food plots. Same thing with food plots. What they say Antler Growers does is natural browse in the spring and summer, food plots fall and winter. So if you don't plant spring and summer food plots, then obviously don't worry about it. You can focus on natural browse. But if you're going to do food plots in the fall and winter, then you can spray them at that time. Me personally, I spray everything. Whatever you can get, whatever's green and growing, spray it. I do food plots spring and summer, fall and winter. So I just spray everything that I possibly can. Back 40 Hunter. Hi Dave, I am fairly new to the channel. Like the videos and find them informative. I have about a half-acre area in a heavily wooded area I would like to make a food plot in. Any suggestions? Depending how heavily wooded that is, and depends how much sunlight actually hits the floor, the forest floor, you can get away with a food plot, but you have to have some sort of sunlight in there to get stuff to grow. So if it's filtered sunlight or more like direct sunlight, you can have something grow. Your best bet is to how big was it? Half acre. So your best bet is obviously to go in there and get a soil sample to see what the pH is, and then if there's leaves in there, you got to get those leaves out, or you know, you can disc them in. I like to just get them out of there, but you can disc that in and you can plant something as long as you get enough sunlight and your pH is right. But I would use either like a clover or like an oats type setup, just because I don't know, I'm not there, so I don't know how much sunlight it gets in there, but typically like oats and clover can kind of get away with fairly shaded areas as long as they do get filtered sunlight. My Slice of Heaven Outdoors, what's up, buddy? Can you use Farmer's Touch with Antler Grow? You can use the Farmer's Touch NPK with Antler Grow. You can mix those with a ratio of 1:1, 1 ounce with 1 ounce for 1 gallon of water. But Farmer's Touch micronutrients, you don't want to mix with the Antler Grow micronutrients. Josh Green, it's old pasture ground is what I'm hunting. Awesome, awesome. Just got here. What are we talking about tonight? My Slice of Heaven Outdoors. I was actually late coming on just because my internet was down. So no real specific topic tonight. Just kind of answering your guys' questions, or just open discussion pretty much. So yeah, the Back 40 Hunter, glad to have you on the channel, and I'm glad to see that you're actually you're doing food, you want to do food plots. So like I said, just make sure don't skimp out on the soil sample, because if you do all this work and you go to plant something and it doesn't grow, you're going to kick yourself because you missed out on a $10 soil sample. (1972) David, I would like to see you spray a food plot with Antler Grow and put a camera on it. Absolutely. Did that last year, did it multiple times. This year, I will have probably, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 more food plots than I had last year. So this year, I will be putting cameras on all the food plots. I just got a shipment in of cameras. Just got the order in. 10 more cameras, spy point cameras. So I will be using them over all the food plots. I will be spraying certain areas of the food plot and not spraying the other side of the food plot, putting cameras on it to show you what side of the deer or what side of the food plot that the deer will actually prefer, etc. But I've done that before. It's always the same result. They'll always eat in the area that are sprayed. So for the people that always have questions and things like that, I will be doing that. The area has more direct sunlight. The only somewhat open area in my property. Thanks for replying. Would I benefit from use of antler grow in a heavily wooded area? 100%. You can use it on anything green and growing. The question always comes up, but anything green and growing you can spray. The more you spray, the better. It just makes total sense when you look into it. John, have you got any turkey picks yet on the new lease? Yeah, I've got a few turkey picks. I had a few gobblers on there, and then I think it was about 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, I had about 30 turkeys all in one picture. Bunch of hens, bunch of jakes, bunch of gobblers. So yeah, definitely there's tons and tons of turkeys there. I was there a few weeks ago, and you can see all the scratchings where they're coming through the property, through the pines and all that. So I'm pretty excited about that. Ryan Hall, I was just up in Baltimore County for the storm doing restoration work, journeyman lineman, seeing a bunch of deer. Good luck. Good looking country. Yeah, some areas of Baltimore or even Maryland in general really has lots of deer. Maryland to me is like a sleeper state, because you have certain areas in Maryland where there's monster bucks. Like if you go more of down toward the eastern shore part of Maryland, there's huge bucks. You got Montgomery County, you have Charles County, you have Baltimore County. There's big bucks. Nathan Norcutt, I have a few spots that I would like to lime with pellet lime. I use the same pounds of pellet lime as ag lime, correct? The soil test calls for 3,100 pounds of ag lime per acre. Thanks. You're going to need more ag lime, which is like your powder lime, than you are pelletized lime. That's what they say. Typically you always go with 1 ton of lime per acre to raise the pH 1 point. So with the powder lime, you need more of that. Pelletized lime, you can typically get away with using less than you do with the ag lime, the powder lime. So if you need 3,100 pounds of ag lime, you could probably get away with half of that. Is what they say, but it's kind of like a gray area, because they say you need the same as far as pelletized lime compared to ag lime. But to be safe, you get the soil sample again after you ag the lime, and you can see where you're at. But typically you can get away with half of that. Bag 40 Hunter, awesome, thanks. Keep the videos coming. Thank you, appreciate that. Real quick, I just want to also say that actually 2 things, and then I'm gonna hop off here. But we do have merchandise for sale. We have Whitetail Obsession Outdoors hats and t-shirts. They are available on the website whitetailobsessionoutdoors.com. So if you guys want to go on there, it's free shipping. You can get some shirts or hats or whatever you want. And then second thing is, I did this last year and it worked out pretty well. For all the videos that from here on out that I upload, for the true subscribers and people that interact on the videos, that share the videos, like the videos, thumbs up, and leaving comments on the videos. People that are, like I said, are actually interacting on them and watching the whole video. I'm going to be going through the comment section and picking out random people, probably like 2 times a month or something like that. Just I'm going to scroll through the comments, just pick random people, and I'm going to send you guys a shirt or a hat or something like that. So it's just kind of a way to interact with you guys more and show like appreciation of watching the videos and following along, and hopefully you learn some stuff with them as well. Nathan, thanks for the info. No problem. Cool, guys. Well, again, I apologize that I was late this afternoon. I had internet troubles, but I was able to make it on. So I appreciate you guys hanging in there, and till I got on. So thank you guys for watching. There's a new video coming out tomorrow. So be sure, around 6:30, 7 p.m. So be sure to watch that. Interact on the video. You guys could have a chance to win some stuff. And hopefully you guys can learn some stuff, because all the content that I put out is meant for informative content. So because that's what I think, that's what's left in the hunting world, is informative videos. Because if you watch television, all you see is people killing monster bucks all the time, and that's just not real life. It's not reality. It's not the average person. So, and it's usually, hunting shows are typically not informative. So all of the content that I tried to do, I always try to make it informative to help that average person, and help even not the average person, to help everybody in general. Cool. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.